very long time. And some of them who have been laying the groundwork for the New Earth templates now for us to step into. And we'll talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. And others are going to bring through information from the galactics, because the galactics have already been through it. So they're with us now to give us help and information and guidance so that we can get through this birth canal in a good way. And I also want to honor all of you. You're also on the front line. To be in this room right now, to be in this conference, and have the interest and curiosity, and then some of you are deeply on mission as well. I honor all of you so amazingly. So I appreciate you all. And wow, what a year already. 2025. I mean, every moment is escalating. And the drama on the world scene, the disclosure, it's quite amazing. So we're going to deep dive into all of this, like how does this impact and how does this inform how we're moving forward in the new earth. And disclosure is a big one. Remember 10 years ago when all you did was send an email about something happening that you found out to a friend, right? But now it's all over alternative media. I'm Joe Rogan, you know? It's for anyone who has ears to hear, it's there if they want to know. And this is part of the ascension, because this is revealing a lot of the corruption, the dysfunction, the environmental degradation that's happening, child trafficking, it's all out there now. And this is part of the purification that we're in now, to be revealed so it can be healed. Because this is not what we're taking into the new earth.
Baby,
so this
sit
is
down.
Part of the collective awakening. And what I'm talking about is the planetary ascension. It's been predicted for so long, for prophecy, indigenous people, all our spiritual guides, you know, all these religions, they all predict it. And this is true what's going on for us. As above, so below. We are also in the picture of this planetary ascension and have a choice to evolve to our highest level right now. So we're going to talk about all of that. But what I want to focus on really is what we want to create. What is this new earth? So instead of getting into the polarity that's happening on the world, well, who's right, who's wrong? Is Trump really going to, take out the deep state, or is he building a high-rise in Gaza? What's the truth here? It's all the truth, but the truth is we have the power. The truth is the divine is in charge, and as we allow that to come through us, and we unify on what we can do together, and we become sovereign, and we really create what we want, and stop focusing on what is happening that we don't want. All that's going to change quickly as we see it. Changes. So we're going to focus on that with this Esteemed panel, because what we do want is we want a world that lives in peace and harmony and love. We want a world that cares for everyone. We want a world of immense creativity. We want to use the new technologies that are there for us, that are coming out now. And we want to honor the children that are the new earth leaders that are coming in. So we all know what we want. It's just a matter of let's focus on that and build that. And that's what these panelists are all about. So I'm really excited about that. So we're going to go into some really deep discussion. And I'm going to start with Sasha Stone, because he's been on the trail for a long time. Extremely dedicated, following spirit to make that connection, to work with human rights, works with the indigenous, works with people. He's out there, fearless on his mission. And he's also bringing the new earth templates. And the first question I want to ask is, can you give your perspective of what's happening? This is like the elephant and the 6 blind men. It's this huge thing that's happening. We all have a perspective on this transition that's happening now, this quickening, this purification, this destruction, this evolution. But what do you see? How do you define that for yourself? It keeps you motivated when everything's falling apart and saying, yeah, we are going towards the new and nothing serious about it.
Very good. On the first instance, thank you. It was a beautiful riff, and we've covered most of the ground, so I think we can go home now. There's not much left to be said, but you said it beautifully. You really did encompass things very beautifully there. Thank you. Nice to meet you. I'm cognizant of the fact that there are others in this room who are far more expert than me in many subjects. Marshall Willitson, I'm looking at over there. So my center of gravity is important. But it's teaching the world about true sovereignty, true jurisdiction of the soul. David Attenborough has been out there a lot longer. Most others, really leaning into the flag. Thank you, brother. I love you so much for that. And then there's others who I can't make out in the shadow. But I'll tell you this much. To answer the question, the singularity point that I believe defines this nexus, this axiomatic shift point that we all find ourselves standing upon, this indivisible line between this and that, between Shiva and Shakti, between the dialectic universe and the paramagnetic earth, this indivisible line upon which we all stand as the emergent Homo luminous. The point is, of course, that the entire holograph of this temporal universe is collapsing into the singularity. The singularity is the quantum of the human heart. And to any seer, any shade, any oracle or vizier, through the annals of so-called history, so-called time, they've known this, that the human being, the true actualized human being, is the living principle of the Atman, of the Alpha and the Omega. And I think that it is a question simply of owning that. I've owned it for some time. Time, he says, in parentheses. Because time, of course, is the enemy in that sense. The idea of time, tick-tock, 1260 time, we're running out of air, we're running out of oil, we're running out of water, we're running out of shit. No, we're not running out of anything. We are at the center of a extraordinary, inexpressibly majestic, beautiful quantum universe, or multiverse, or omniverse, or metaverse. And we should and could and must draw upon the Alpha and the Omega into the living moment, the present moment. This is me, here, now, unscripted. We are naked, each of us. The truer we are, the more naked we are, the more vulnerable we are. And the more vulnerable we are, the more blessed we are with grace. The grace of the living gospel. And that's part of what I think we need to reckon with as well. The living gospel is the witness, the I am, the here and now. Not the godless spells and bonds and doctrines and the dogma of religiosity and of culture. Ice streaks. Everything out there is a goddamn fiction. It's all anti-life. Including dead man on the stick. Religious idolatry. All monotheistic religion. All culture is in that sense. Idolatry. Worship of false light. So we need to remove the dog. Thank you. But it is all idolatry. And I think the point of this shift of ages that is upon us is that we step away from worshipping anything outside of actualized self, which is Atman, which is me recognizing that I am a son of God, a daughter of God. We are all of us sons and daughters of God. And we are here as creator. We are creator. We are not subject to the Pleiades. We're not subject to anything outside of actualized I am, self-witness, living witness. When we step into that knowing, we become at one with the universal mind, with the Akashic flame, so to speak. And at that point, we can envision and we can begin to dream wisely. And it is precisely that that is the second coming, so to speak, is how we now lean that flame of the I am, of the actualized human, the Homo luminous, not the one that has been mind-fucked through culture, through mind programming, through cultural programming, religious programming, but the human who stands completely vulnerable and naked in the wisdom of insecurity, not seeking a foothold in this insane outer reach, outer fringe of the Milky Way where we're spinning as and got this right. The point is to be completely sanctified in the living moment, in the geometry of now, which is perfect always in all ways. So I would suggest, in closing, my opening statement, which is the answer, my attempt at the answer to the question, which is fearlessness is timelessness, is stepping into the perennial now as the living witness, releasing all false identifications with God, Yahweh, false identifications with religion and government, and the structures out there that have been imprinting us from birth, the false syntax which has been mind controlling us and programming us from birth. When we start to speak to children, the clear channel that you're going to hear, some of the panelists here who are communicating with clear channels to the hyperdimensional realms, that's important communication. And I can tell you this, if we didn't program kids with bad syntax from the moment they were born, they would be speaking their star languages within days and weeks. So that's the shift point, when we step back from all control, all dominion, all of that nonsense, step into our complete superluminal vulnerability. And I would suggest that the collapsing of the material manifest universe into the singularity of the individuated, actualized human heart in the now is the shift of ages. It's all about
Beautiful. Cosme, if you have any
Where'd she go with the dog?
I'm not sure. I know she walked down the line.
sessions to understand what's going on with Atlanta, Avalon, with many other ways, and with the Ascension. So she's privy to hear a lot of information, and I'd love to know what you think this birth canal is all about.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Wow, I'm just a little bit mind blown from what Sasha just said. I feel like I want to record that and replay it. I can just tell you from my perspective for what I do day to day, every day, where I'm taking my clients to their deep hypnosis and accessing their higher consciousness, that what Sasha was saying is true. That is the basic information that I'm receiving in my most recent sessions, is that the actualized, the spiritually actualized human is considered to be the most powerful being in the rest of the universe. That even when extraterrestrials are speaking through my clients through their deep subconscious, they consider the full awakened human to be the most powerful. That means that we are sitting on this like powerful device and we don't even know how to use it. And what I see happening right now is as we become lighter in our density, we actually become what people consider to be light workers. And as we're becoming lighter, we're shining the light on all the darkness. And it looks like what poison looks like when it's coming out of a body. It looks worse. But what it is all of us, as we're enlightening ourselves and becoming these light beings, shining this light on the darkness, is pushing that poison out to get rid of that poison. Everything is a reflection of everything else. That's what we're doing internally, and it's reflected externally. It seems like
I don't want to, you take over. I don't want to do this.
I need to have this shut, y'all. Please. No. Please.